So when I was little, I'm still little, but when I was very little, I used to watch English cartoons, English movies, and I thought English is the perfect language for me to learn. It's really easy and fun learning, right? It is also helping me. I'm meeting new people, making lots of friends. It can also help me in future. I can go study in different schools, and I really want to meet different, even better speakers. So that's why I want to learn English.
So, what do you think about correct pronunciations? Do you have any advice for those who are starting to involve and also starting to learn English? Hello everyone and welcome back to the English podcast. It's me, Ileana Magistra, your host for today. We talk about lots of fun and interesting stuffs here, but there's this thing that I think lots of people are having trouble and issues with, which is learning and also practicing English. It can be sometimes difficult, right? But it's also really fun and also really interesting to learn and talk about. Well, I have a really amazing guest here. She will be our guide for today's video and she will tell every single thing on how do we need to learn English. Well, get ready to feel inspired and maybe be a little less nervous while you speak English. So let's get started. Hi there, how are you today?
I'm over the moon. What about you?
I'm actually doing really good. So I have lots of questions and I'm also really excited. And this is a brand new topic. So this topic is going to be really fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so before those questions, why don't you introduce yourself for my audience?
Of course. Hello everybody, it's me Zariat Mashard. I'm 8 years old. I'm a student of BM Laboratory School in College Cox's Bazar. I study in class 3. As a person, I'm brave and a helpful person. So is that enough?
Yes, that's enough. So let's move on to the questions, shall we?
Of course, go on.
Well, here's the first question. Before you had this beautiful voice and before you were practicing and also learning English, why did you want to learn this exact language?
So when I was little, I'm still little, but when I was very little, I used to watch English cartoons, English movies, and I thought English is the perfect language for me to learn. It's really easy and fun learning, right? It is also helping me. I'm meeting new people, making lots of friends. It can also help me in future. I can go study in different schools, and I really want to meet different, even better speakers. So that's why I want to learn English.
Oh, okay, that's really nice. Correct pronunciations is really important for our lives. If we don't speak with correct pronunciations, people will think that we're a bit weird and they won't understand what we're trying to say. So, what do you think about correct pronunciations?
So, about correct pronunciations, I think we must say words with correct pronunciations. Because whenever we're talking with somebody, if we say the wrong pronunciations, they might not understand what we are saying. Just think you went to an open field to play with your friends and you saw a sheep, but you tell to your friend, hey look, I saw a sheep. They will just think, where is sheep? There's no signs of sheep here, right? Because one is long vowel sound and the other one is short vowel sound. Both of the pronunciations are different and both of the words lead to different things. That's why I think we must say words with correct pronunciations.
You're actually right there. Ship versus sheep.
Yeah.
They're completely two different words.
Yes.
I could give you some examples like sit, seat.
And there's also beat versus beat.
Yeah, and there's also bean versus bee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They're completely different. And here is also another one. There's live and leave.
Yeah, you're right.
That's actually a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel really proud when I speak in English because after a long time of hard work, I finally got to achieve this language and this voice. So could you please tell me, do you feel proud when you speak in English?
Of course. So as I told you, when I was very little, I used to watch English cartoons, English movies, and I thought English is the perfect language for me to learn. And I really wanted to learn English. Now I grew up, I can speak in English properly. So of course I feel proud.
Oh, okay, that's really good to hear. You obviously need to feel proud because you worked really hard.
Yeah, of course, after working this hard.
There are lots of movies, there are different kinds, they're really fun and also really adventurous.
Yeah.
So there is lots of movies, as I said. So what movie do you watch?
So, there are lots of different movies like in English, like Harry Potter, Luca, Frozen. But I use the Luca movie most because it's a really interesting movie. I love it so much. And it's an American movie. And the character's name is Luca. I think that is a really magical character because in the movie, if he stays under the sea, he turns into a fish. And if he comes out to the surface, he turns into a human. I love that movie so much.
Oh, wait, I think I actually heard of that, and I think I watched that. I think it was a long time ago. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
You know, there's plenty of English words, like a lot. And I have some favorite words too. Well, could you tell me what word do you absolutely love and what word do you always use in your sentences?
So my favorite word in English is kind of interesting and long, which is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And that is not an ordinary word that you can find in normal dictionaries. That is a word that is created by Disney. And I can use it in many sentences like the show was supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And if you're wondering the meaning is extraordinary, good, wonderful.
Oh, okay. That's actually a pretty long word. I think it's one of the longest words. I think so, yeah. You know, I actually like the word fantastic because I think I really love the stretch. You know, it's really,
this is really
stretched. Yeah,
stretchy.
fantastic. Like, I love the pronunciation. Okay. So, you know, could you please tell me some animals' names? Like, how many animals' names could you actually tell?
Of course, the world is full of different animals, right? And I can tell a bunch like cats, bunnies, pandas, lions, tigers, etc.
Oh, okay. That's really nice. Okay, so now let's play something.
Of course.
Okay,
I'm really excited.
Okay, so I'll give you 5 words and you have to tell the opposite of it, okay?
Okay.
Could you please tell me what is the opposite of dark?
Dark, light.
Yeah. Okay, what is the opposite of fast?
Slow,
Yeah, you're right. What is the opposite of cold?
hot,
Okay, what is the opposite of day?
night,
Oh, that's really nice. So, what is the opposite of beautiful?
ugly.
Oh, you're really smart. That's nice. So, let's play another game because I have the feeling to play lots of games
I
today.
love playing games.
Yeah, let's play this or that. It will be really
Like,
fun.
would you rather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love playing that.
So, would you choose book or money?
I would choose book because I love reading storybooks mostly, and I can also gain knowledge out of it, right?
Yeah, and you could also, yeah.
Yeah, if I read storybooks, I can know something, and I can like go use them in my studyings, and after that, I can get money.
Oh, yeah, that's actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you choose only speak in British accent or only speak in American accent?
I would choose American because ever since I started learning English, I wanted to speak in American, so of course I would choose that.
Oh, okay, nice choice. But I think I'll choose British because I really love that, accent.
British is also good.
British is also good, but it's also a bit hard, but
Yeah.
you could get handle with it. Okay, so would you choose writing a poem or write a storybook?
I'd rather like writing a stories because I love writing stories by myself, and writing a poem is like they're a kind of short, so and like I'm confusing. Like the time I'm writing those, I feel so confused.
Yeah, you need to think of a rhyme, and it's really confusing,
Yeah.
what rhyme with this rhyme. Yeah. Okay, so would you choose make sentences with big and fancy words or make sentences with basic and simplistic words?
I would choose make sentences with big and fancy words because if we like make sentences with basic words, we cannot improve our English, right? Like our English speaking. And if we like make sentences with big and fancy words, we can improve our English.
Oh, yeah, you're right there. Okay. So, would you choose, watch English cartoons or read English storybooks?
I would rather choose read English storybooks because when I was very little, I used to love watching English cartoons, but not now. I like grew up. I love reading storybooks more, and I can also gain knowledge out of it, right?
Oh, yeah. I actually like the book Emerald Stone. It's made by my favorite content creator, my son.
I heard it.
Yeah. So before, we were talking about, books, right?
Yeah.
So what's your favorite book?
My favorite book, do you know there's a story of Little Red Riding Hood, and there's the book, and I love that story a lot. It's really interesting. And the girl helped her grandmother, right, in the story?
Yeah, from the wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the basic questions, like the main questions. So I think there's two more that I really want to ask.
Okay.
So, do you feel nervous while you speak in English, like with your friends or on a stage?
Of course not. So as I told you, when I was little, when I started speaking in English, I used to feel nervous because I was a beginner. But now I grew up, now I don't feel nervous anymore.
Oh, okay. That's really great to hear. And what I do is I imagine that there's no one here.
Yeah, sometimes I close my eyes and tell.
Oh, okay. That's actually a really nice method. Okay. So here's the last question for this podcast. Do you have any advice for those who are starting to involve and also starting to learn English?
Of course. So my advice is that never give up. If you keep failing, falling down, just don't give up. You will get what you want to do one time.
Oh, okay. That's actually a pretty sweet advice. And I think my audience also learned something from there. Yeah. Well, it was really nice talking with you.
Yeah,
I had
really
lots.
fun.
Yeah, I had lots of fun. Well, by the way, guys, remember that English is not just a random language. It's a language that could change our lives. If you practice English with patience, remember that you will lead to somewhere in life. You will find gold at the end of the tunnel. Well, I think you had a really nice time with us. So bye.